All right. Well, good evening, everyone. This is Brian, and we are here for our Monday evening installment of Forex Live. Tonight's Monday, November 18th. And as always, what we do on Monday, it's a quick class. It's great for our brand new folks that are just joining us for the first time, kind of a primer for you. Gives you an opportunity to learn how we park the trades from Forex Joe's alerts. So we show how we utilize the software that you've installed for 21st Century. And then we go through the daily report and we talk about how we can utilize that to set ourselves up for the remainder of the trading week, just looking for some very key channels. And we might do a little bit more tonight, just kind of talking through maybe some homework exercises for you guys, since we're not going to have another class for the remainder of the week. This is actually the only class this week. I'm actually traveling. I'll be heading out to Vegas for the Traders Expo, so won't be here to conduct class for the remainder of the week, but we'll give you some homework to do in the meantime. So before we get started, though, I do always need to let you know that unique experiences and past performances do not guarantee future results. I think everyone here that's on the call understands that. We know that trading involves risk, and we should never be trading with anything other than risk capital. That really can have a huge impact on the decisions that we make when we're out in the marketplace. So I'm going to give you just an opportunity to read through that very quickly, and then once we take a second or two to do that, we'll shut her down and get started with our trading evening. Okay, I'm sure that's long enough. I know you guys pretty much have that slide memorized, but have to always give that opportunity to read through it. So what's happening out there today? Well, got a few things going on. Had a pretty darn quiet day today. There's about 60 pips on the euro over the course of today's session. The pound barely moved at all. Just really quiet out there across most of these currency pairs. They stayed fairly range bound. So not a whole lot going on, but still opportunities nonetheless. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to pop over, have a look at the daily report from Forex Joe, just give a quick summary of what that is, how to utilize that, and then from there we will we'll park a couple of trades. So we'll show how to use the pending order software that comes with your system. Once we show how to utilize that, we'll open up the daily report and we'll scan the daily report for some key channels and talk about how we would trade off of those channels under live conditions. From there, we'll add one more piece to it that we don't normally do on Monday, and we'll just have a quick walk through the trading checklist that Forex Joe has created for us to use every day for a consistent method and consistent approach to our trading. So with that said, let's go ahead and get to it. Everyone should have open their members area and trade alert section. Let me just close this down. I was reading an article about Forex Joe had actually mentioned this as well last week, that a lot of the retailers are probably going to be seeing a pretty tough holiday season because people are so unsure of what our health plan is doing right now, and looks like Walmart's already kind of playing into that with expectations, probably trying to set some expectations for their stockholders. Anyway, just reading, so neither here nor there, just kind of interesting article I was reading. So we should all have open our trade alerts. So go to our members area, log in, and go to our trade alert section. And the first trade alert that pops up is the one for this evening. This was just posted about 2 hours ago, and we've got our alert system here, giving us the full summary of what Forex Joe has gone through and analyzed for the market today. So he always writes quite a bit, just letting us know, kind of what he's seeing, and some of the news articles that have been in the news today. He also includes some possible news drivers over the course of just let us know what's going on in the week, some of the high impact reports that we should all be aware of, so we can mark those on our calendar and our individual trading plans. And then of course we get down to the meat of it, which is where he gives us some of his trading recommendations following I don't know where I was going with that, gives us some of his trading recommendations based on what he's been seeing in the marketplace. Now, he always gives them for the Euro USD, generally for the Pound USD, and then sometimes some other pairs as well. So it looks like he's actually gone through and given us quite a few different potential trades here that we can take. So we're not going to put all of these in. It's not going to take us that long to show how to utilize the software. But I think let's just do it twice. We'll park an order for the Euro USD and the Pound USD based on Forex Joe's recommendations here, just to show how we utilize the software. From there, we can open up our daily report and talk about the daily report and how we utilize that. Two ways. We'll show how we use it for the week, and then we'll go back and just talk about how we use it under live conditions as well. So what we're seeing right now is for the Euro USD, Forex Joe gave his analysis of what happened over the course of the session and also gives us some potential trades. So he's giving us a buy and a sell, and he always gives us both directions. That's because we don't ever really know what the market's going to do. So we get too laser focused on one direction, and then we have more opportunity for losing some trades. So what we do is we always look for a buy and a sell on this, because it can go either way. And these are scalpers moves. So typically we're not looking for huge moves here. He's just giving us scalper trades where we're looking to take profit 5 to 12 pips on take profit 1, 8 to 25 pips on take profit 2, and then letting it go from there if it continues on. The reason for the range, it really is if we happen to be monitoring this live. So there's two ways to trade this. Obviously, if you're up and you're trading now through the Tokyo session into London, you might be up watching this live, and you can maybe stretch out take profit 1 or stretch out take profit 2, depending on what's happening in the marketplace. But if we're going to park the order, like we're going to do tonight, it's 7 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Eastern right now. So I'm not going to be up trading in front of my computer. I'll be spending time with my family, finishing up some dinner, and then relaxing with my wife. So I would rather just utilize our software to put the order on, know what my risk is going into the trade, know where my take profit is set, and let the software manage the trade for me, so I don't have to be here watching every tick and every rollover of a candle. So to do that, what we would do is we just simply record what our buy and our sell targets are. So we have a buy at 35.12, and we have a sell at 34.99. We've been hanging out at these numbers for quite some time now, haven't we? We've seen 34.99, gosh, probably 3 weeks in a row now. Just price just hasn't really wanted to. It's been bouncing right around this area quite a bit. So what we'll do is we pop over to our chart. So now we know what this is. We know where our buy and sell scalper targets are from Forex Joe. So these are his trade recommendations. And we go here and we say, okay, well, what are we going to do? Well, we've got currently we're trading at 35.18. So it looks like we've already broken through 35.12. We might be a little bit late on this one, but let's go ahead and park them. We'll see what we can do. Sometimes it'll move through, come back, and give us another opportunity. So what everyone should do is once you've installed your software, you should have a little, every time you open up your trading terminal, you should have this Forex terminal that pops up as well that lets you know it's running. And when you right-click on a chart, like for instance, we have the Euro USD, if you right-click on your chart, you should be able to apply a template. And we would want to either apply the FTT Pending Order Pro or just the Pending Order Pro, whichever one you choose. The FTT Pending Order Pro will put these thermal grid lines on your chart, whereas the Pending Order Pro is just a basic chart without the session indicators and the thermal grids. So I typically go with the other, which is the FTT Pending Order Pro, so I can have my thermal grids and other information as well. So once we get those installed, then you'll notice that you have green and red lines on your chart. All we do to trade is we just simply move those lines to where we'd like to trade from. So the green is the buy line, and the red is the sell lines. So we would just simply double-click a buy line, and we can do this two ways. I'm going to show you the click and drag method first, and then we'll talk about another method that we can use to place our lines. But the click and drag method is pretty easy. We just simply select the green line to move our buy, and then we just drag it down to where we would like to enter the market. And in this case, we would go to 35.12, which is right here, and we just simply let go. And we can see where we are a couple of different ways. One is looking at our entry price that's right here. It shows us on the right-hand side. Sorry about that. Didn't mute my phone. Shows us here on the right-hand side exactly where our entry line has been dropped, or you can just you can kind of eyeball it, and if you hover over it, it'll also show you where your entry line is parked. So we've got that right now, 35.12. We can adjust it just a little bit if we wanted to, and get that a little closer to even. And then we grab our stop loss line. We're gonna place that, you know, wherever we'd like to have it. I typically on these I don't really go more than you know, 7-8 pips on my stop loss. If I'm gonna try to peel off you know, 7 pips or 8 pips on my take profit 1, I'm not gonna risk 30 to make 8. So you know, I keep those fairly tight. And what Forex Joe is looking for on these types of trades, on these scalper trades, is that burst of momentum. So we've got a buy and a sell. We're looking for price to, on these scalpers moves, to kind of burst through there and get us into take profit 1, maybe even take profit 2. So we're not really looking for you know, a trade that's going to play out long term. So with that, we don't really need to have a lot of risk in order to get that reward. So you know, we'll keep that stop loss pretty tight. We'll look to take our profit fairly quickly, and we just drag those lines to where we'd like to have them in order to take our profits. So once we're set, those lines are, we drag those lines over, we've got them set, we've got our entry point, we've got our take profit point that's already established here. Once they're set, we just simply move to buy. So we select this move to buy over here on the right hand side, we move to buy, and voila, we've got a pending order waiting to be filled. Now the cool thing here is we know what our maximum risk is on this trade already. So you know, we can be confident with that. We know what our maximum risk is going into this, so we can walk away and let this trade play out. We don't have to be in front of the computer to manage this trade at this point. The software will do it all for us. So at this point, we know our maximum risk. The cool thing here is if price does move through, it enters the trade for us, and once it gets to take profit 1, the software will automatically peel off 1/3 of our trade, and then at the same time it moves the stop loss to break even +1, locking in the profit and ensuring a profitable trade at that point. So once take profit is hit, we can never have a losing trade there. So we know what our maximum risk is going in. We know where our profit target is set up. So and the software does it all once it's been set. Now the caveat there is the computer does have to be running, so you can't be in sleep mode, or if you've got a laptop, you can't close your screen. You have to let the computer run in order to be able to execute this program for you. So there we have it. In order to move our sell side of things, we just simply move our lines over to where we'd like to enter our sell order. And again, same thing. As we move the line, you'll see your sell targets move over here on the right-hand side. Sometimes if it's a slow market, it might take it a second or two to tick over. So same thing, you can click and drag, kind of the eyeballing it method, or if you want to be spot on, you can actually just right-click. So once you've selected the line you're going to move, you can right-click to it and select trendline properties, and then from here, you can actually just simply enter the level that you'd like to enter the trade at. So 34.99, and boom, it just moves it right there for you. So super easy to do with that method. And then we'll just set our stop loss. You know, I want to make sure that that's not totally out of whack. So you know, we got about 7 pips there, and then we set our take profits pretty quickly. Again, you want to make sure that that's you know, 5 to 8 pips. Forex Joe said I'll stretch it out a little bit, and then take profit 2. Once those are set, we simply click move to sell, and voila, that order is parked as well. And now we just have to wait for prices to come in and move to us. So it's that easy to use, really simple, and then it manages the trade for us automatically, so we don't have to be here to adjust anything. If we hit take profit 1 or if we hit take profit 2, we don't have to make any adjustments at all. We can let the software manage all of this for us. So let's do this one more time real quickly. We'll do it on the pound USD just to show how quickly we can set this up, and then we'll go in and we'll talk about some of these experienced trader trades that Forex Joe has for us as well. So here we have, for the pound, we have 61.24 for our buy and 61.04 for our sell. So let's just set that up really quickly, and then we can come back and talk about the experience trades. So we'll show how we can park these, how we can set these up and park them. So we've got our buy here. at 61.24. We just simply drag this down, 61.24, and again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Probably right here, it's a little closer. 61.24, spot on. We'll get our stop loss set. We'll get our take profit set. If for whatever reason some of your lines are off the screen, you can't see them, you can actually grab this price bar here, this vertical scale. Just simply click it and drag it down, and you'll show some more real estate to the north and south of your chart, and you'll reveal those additional lines that might be hiding out from you up there. So we just drag those down, get that buy order set, and then we'll do the same thing on the sell side here. We'll just move our sell order over here to 61.04. We'll get that one put on right here, 61.04. We'll set our stop loss, and we'll set our take profit levels. And voila. Once they're set, we can actually just simply click move to buy and sell. It'll set both of those at the same time, get our orders parked, and there we are. Now we're ready to go on and finish up the rest of our day. And we can do that on all these currency pairs that Forex Show has given us trade recommendations on. And these are under his personal analysis, he gives us these recommendations. Now on some of these, you'll notice that he gives an experienced trade as well. So he's got his scalpers moves, but then he also has, based on what he's been seeing in the marketplace, what else we might see for this currency pair. And looks like here, Forex Show is actually looking and kind of favoring the buy side. So he's saying, if this pair pulls back, let it move down to 34.75, 34.70 area, and then buy 34.91. Stretching out or take profit a little bit more. These are typically best executed if you're going to be live in the market. It's simply because we're looking at really about a 20 pip spread here. If this is going to move, if you're going to park this order, and we're currently trading above this, right? So if you're going to park this order at 34.91, you'd have to be prepared for it to go, potentially as low as 34.70 in order to be into that trade. So if you're going to park an order here, you'd have to have a 20 pip stop or maybe a 25 pip stop just to account for this slack that we're expecting here. So typically these trades are best done if they're trading live, where we can actually see the movement down and then the reversal, so that we can then enter on the way back up at 34.91 and then taking our profit 10 to 20 pips based on what's happening under the current market conditions. So you'll notice that on quite a few of these that Forex Show will give his experienced trade analysis as well. But it looks like we're favoring a little bit weaker dollar over the course of this week, and he gives some information why. And it's important to read all the aspects of the report so that you know exactly what Forex Show's seeing, and we can learn from that and increase our own trading knowledge as we go through the program and continue to grow. So there we have that. So that's part one. So now we've completed how we utilize the software, how we utilize the alert reports that Forex Show puts out every day, sometimes 2 times a day. So there we go. Next thing that we'll want to look at is kind of setting ourselves up for the trading week. So on Sunday night or on Monday night, it's a good idea to pull up your daily report and have a look through it for the key levels that we might be seeing throughout the week. Now, what we're looking for here is on our daily report, and you get there, by the way, by going to Forex Alerts, then scrolling down to Daily Report, and when you click this Daily Report button, you'll come to the Daily Report page, and your top report is the most current one. There's 2 ways to do it. You can view an online report, or you can actually just download it in a Word doc formula if you'd like to have something to work from in hard copy. So we pull up the report, and what we're looking for on this report are the 3 of 3 channels. And we talk about this a lot in class during the during our morning classes. Is our channel information, the tops and bottoms, can hold a lot of weight, and sometimes we see these levels lining up. Like here on the euro, for example, for a channel bottom, we have a daily bottom at 34.54, but if we look beyond that, we see the midterm and the long-term levels, the weekly and the monthly levels, lining up at 33.29. So sometimes as we look at these reports, we'll see this this current daily channel, the one that we see for the most current session. Sometimes that'll be in alignment all the way across. So we want to watch for these numbers lining up at 2 of 3 or 3 of 3 channels. So when we're looking at this on a Sunday night or a Monday night, we're looking for these levels where price is already trading at or very near a major channel level like this, so that we can trade off of that. So here for the Euro USD, 33.29, big number for us, but we're really not there right now. We'd have to see some pretty big movement over the course of the evening in order to get there. Not to say that it can't, it absolutely could, but it's quite a ways away, so we're not going to pay too close of attention to that. But this is a good number for your back pocket, just to kind of jot down and have in your head. If we did pull down to 33.29, great trading opportunities off of that. We did see that a couple of weeks ago. It came right to that level and reversed. Pound USD, here's one. So 60.44. This is a 3 of 3 channel on the Pound USD. So as our channel bottom, we're lining up short-term, mid-term, and long-term right here at 60.44. Now, what can we do with that? Well, we already have a pound trade on, so I can't do it on this chart, but we could certainly open a brand new chart and look for we can park an order there at 60.44. Let's just double check to see if there's any news tonight that would preclude us from maybe parking an order long-term at a major channel there. We can use Forex Factory and see if we have any pound news coming out over the course of the evening that might tell us to be kind of careful there. No directly pound news. There is some euro news tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Eastern, but nothing directly on the pound. The pound sometimes does. I mean, it moves in tandem with the euro, but I kind of depends on who's leading the charge, for the current day. So this isn't enough to really keep me out. What I'll go ahead and do is we can open up a new chart and we can park an order there on that Pound USD. So let's do that. Let's grab a new chart. We'll apply our pending order template to it, and let's drag it down to a 15-minute chart. And what we'll want to do is we can mark 60.44 down here. It's already on our thermal grid, but let's just go ahead and put a line on it as well. And what we're doing right now, currently we're trading above this level. So this is a key channel. It's a 3 of 3 channel as we look at our daily report here. It's a 3. We're seeing alignment at 60.44. We're trading above. So with Forex Show's methodology, what we know to do is if we're trading above, we've got a key channel below us, the first thing that we're going to look for is a bounce off of that level. So we can park a buy order down here at 60.44 and see if we can capitalize on that heavy channel by looking for a bounce the first time it moves there. Now we're not going to go crazy and look for 50 pips off of that. We'll see if we can't see if we can't pull 10 or 11 pips on a first bounce, and then look after that and see where we're going. But we can certainly look to this, keep our risk level pretty tight, keep our profit level for take profit 1 anyway, pretty darn tight, and just simply click move to buy, and we would look to buy off of that. So the reason we're doing this for Forex Joe's methodology, what he tells us is if we've got a heavy channel like that, the first time that we move to it, we're going to look for a bounce. Now, does it always bounce? No. I mean, there's no absolutes in trading. If there was, we'd all be billionaires, and it would be super easy with no real level of trading required, right? There's no absolutes. But it does have a higher probability, and that's what Forex Joe is always about. He says these certain numbers are probability factors. So we look to the probability as if we come to a major channel like this that we would see it bounce the first time. So that's what we're going to do. Well, we can play off of that, looking for a bounce the first time it gets there. So if we would happen to be trading below this and this was a channel top, we would look for a sell the first time it moved to that level. So just scanning through, we can do this very quickly and just see if we have any other 3 of 3 channels lining up. Sometimes we have quite a few, sometimes we hardly have any. It just depends on the market condition. Here we have the the USD yen, 99.67. We've pushed beyond it, and now we're coming back to retest a key level. 99.67 has been a huge level for us really over the course of the year. We've seen price move right to that level and repel for quite a few pips multiple times before it finally broke through here recently on 99.67. So another major area for us. So we could look to the U.S. yen. 99.67 actually looks like it tested it once already. We moved to it and broke through a little bit, repelled off of there already this afternoon. So looks like this USD yen has got is already playing off kind of a key channel here. Did we have news for that yen tonight? No, we have it on the Aussie. That already occurred. That might have been the news driver here. This might have moved on this news. No other yen news tonight, so we could look at that one as well. Here at 99.67. So we could look to buy it off of this key level. If we move down here, let's get this set. Move this down. Again, keeping our risk pretty tight and keeping our profit taking fairly quick as well, so that we're not looking to set any records. We don't want to get greedy. We just want to peel it off as it comes. So there we go. We'll go ahead and park that buy order there. If I can get that to select. Come on. There we go. Move to buy, and we'll park that order there at 99.67. Might take just a second to click over. You need a couple of ticks on the chart in order to get that going. So if you have a slower time period, it might take it a second or two versus that instant execution when you've got some higher volume moving through. So we've got an order parked here on that U.S. yen as well, because that was a 3 of 3 channel. So channel bottom, if you're trading above it, we're going to watch for it to come there. Now once it gets there and it bounces the first time, we'll want to keep an eye on it to see, are we going to retest it and finally break through or not. So it comes back to the application under live market conditions of how we would treat that level once it got there, and we're going to watch to see how price is acting under live conditions to see how we'd continue to trade off of that level. All right, so scanning through, are there any others? You might see a few more here. Just takes us a couple of minutes to really do all of this analysis, whether it's the first part of the day or even the first part of the evening. A lot of 2 of 3 channels, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of 3 of 3s. We had, here we go again, Swissy yen, not a pair that I trade, but that one is setting up as a 3 of 3 channel as well. 109.24 as a channel bottom, and then 1.42 as a channel top. So looks like you've got some key channels on both sides of this to trade within on the Swiss yen. So it just takes us a second to scan through 22 currency pairs, and we're just looking for the key 3 of 3 channels that would give us an idea of where to trade off of. Here's the pound Aussie. You got 3 of 3 channel at 1.7209. So if this is a currency pair you trade, you might mark your chart, and if we're trading below that currently, we would look for a sell using Forex Joe's methodology. We would look for a sell off of that the first time price moved there. Again, not getting greedy. We're looking to take profit quickly. We'll keep our stop loss pretty tight as well, and see if we can't pick up some pips on the bounce the first time it gets to that level. Pound CAD, another key level here, 3 of 3 channel as a channel bottom. So another one to mark your charts if that's a currency pair that you trade, and just keep your eye on that level. So there's about, what was that, 5? So out of 22 currency pairs, we had 5 that were at that key 3 of 3 channel. And of course, we've already talked through exactly what we do with that and how we would trade on those key levels. So there we have those orders parked. All right, so last thing we'll talk about here and then we'll let you guys go for the evening. We typically keep these classes about 30 minutes, and we're here right at 30 minutes. So, under normal classes, we've covered everything. We'd be wrapping it up right now. But one last thing for you. I know we have some new folks that have just joined us, over last week and over the weekend. So, just some homework for you. For in your members area, one thing that we always talk about in our morning classes when we're trading live, I typically trade that U.S. and London overlap. So as we're trading live, we use a methodology from Forex Show for live market conditions, and we have that here. It's called the Daily Regimen for Live Trading, and you'll find that in your members area by going a couple of different places actually. You can go to Forex Live, and on the Schedule tab where you're signing up for classes, there's the data regimen. You can either download it as a Word document or a PDF. I print these out, so I'm kind of tactile, so I'll print it out and have it in front of me so I can write notes on it and whatnot. Serves as a couple of things. When you have this report up, it's a great way to keep a log of what it is that you're trading, which is very important to have a trading log so that we know what we're doing well, what we're not doing so well. We can go back and review our entries, and that'll just help us over time as we continue to develop and grow as traders. The other thing that it does is it keeps our finger off the button, so we're not making any impulsive decisions. How often have you pulled up a chart, or as you get into the trading day, you pull up a chart and you go, oh man, it's right there, look at that setup, and you hit the button, and then it goes boom, and it just takes off. Well, maybe you missed some key event and you didn't really fully work through gathering all the information about the day before you entered a trade. So by following this methodology, it keeps our finger off the button until we gather all of the important information for our trading day so that we're not impulsive and we have a consistent approach to our trading. And that's very, very important. If you want consistent results, we need to have a consistent approach for entering the marketplace. So Forex Show pared this down into just a few simple steps in order for us to capture all of our information. So we utilize this in conjunction with that same daily report. So under live market conditions, what we do is we go through step by step, 1 through 12, and we fill out this area down here on the bottom side. So we, we'll fill out the currency pair we're trading. Maybe it's the Euro USD. So we would go in and we would record the current price of where we're currently trading. So in this case, we would record, 35.14. So we'd record our current price on there, and then we'd step through and say, okay, what's our channel information telling us? And we would record what our channel top and channel bottom is for the daily. So we look here to complete that. So we say, okay, what's our top? What's our bottom? Then we record our support and resistance information. So the numbers that are nearest to where we're trading. So if like right now we're trading at 35.14, we would look over here and say, okay, well, we've got support below us at 35.07, so we would record that number. Then we'd record 35.74. If we broke to the upside, we'd record 35.22 as resistance, and then 35.45. So we record that support and resistance information that's very near where we're currently trading. Then we do an analysis of the market. Are we trending or oscillating? Now, typically we're looking at this either during London or into the U.S. session. But are we trending or oscillating? We'd look at the current the current performance of that currency pair to say, like right now we'd be oscillating. If we've moved 60 or 70 pips and we've been, you kind of see a nice directionality in that currency pair, then you might record it as trending. But we record it for trending or oscillating. We do an analysis. Have we broken the channel? Has price broken and closed below our channel top or a channel bottom? That's a yes or no question. We always check to see what our average daily range is. How far do we expect this currency pair to move? We do that so that we're not buying the very top of a range or selling the very bottom of a range. Doesn't mean that price can't move beyond that, but it's a pretty good indicator of where we'd be looking for reversals, at least intraday. I mean, if typically a currency pair is moving 90 to 100 pips, and you're currently sitting at 112 pips, you've moved 112 pips for the day, and it's kind of looks like it's slowing down there. It'd be a great spot to look for a reversal. Does it mean that it can't move beyond that? Well, of course, it could go another 100 pips, but the likelihood of that happening is greatly diminished. So it just gives you an idea if you're seeing this beautiful buy setup and you've already moved 112 pips up, probably not really the best time to be into that buy. So it just helps you stay out of some additional things. So we would record what our average range is. Then the news section is for us to go over and look at Forex Factory or FX Street or any other news source to record what upcoming high impact announcements there are. So for this, under live conditions, let's say it's 8 o'clock in the morning, we'd be looking at our Forex Factory and saying, okay, it's 8 o'clock a.m., what do we have coming up? And we'd look to see if there's any red reports, any high impact reports that are scheduled for later in the day, and we'd note those because, again, we don't want to jump into a trade right in in the face of a major announcement. So we'd record that here, and then we would also look at what's happening in the futures market, and we do that by going to finviz.com. Just put it here, finviz.com, and then click the futures tab, and we use this as a nice little heads-up dashboard to see where the kind of lean is in the futures market. And the way we interpret this is if we see a strong Dow, a strong crude, strong gold, strong silver, that tells us that typically the dollar is going to weaken. As money is moving into these areas, we're taking out dollars and we're purchasing these other indexes, these other futures. If money's flowing out of these, we're cashing out these positions and holding them liquid in US dollars. So as the Dow falls, as crude falls, gold and silver falls, typically the dollar strengthens. So we look for that correlation and see where the market's leaning. So if we see a strong futures market, we would typically see a weaker US dollar. So the dollar paired currencies like the Euro USD, the Pound USD, Aussie USD, we'd be looking to buy those pairs against the dollar. Whereas if the dollar were strengthening, we'd be selling those pairs and buying dollars. So that's why we look at the futures market. So once we've recorded all of that information, then we can go put our lines on the chart and start looking at logical places to enter the market based on the rest of the training that we've received from Forex Joe. So what I would encourage you to do, since we're not having another morning class this week where we'd be actually using this live, is I would really encourage you to go over to our YouTube channel for Forex Joe, and you can actually just search YouTube for Mr. Forex Joe, and from there we can pull up. Let's just see if that's me. If you search under, well, can't type, Mr. Forex Joe. If you do a YouTube search, you can find our channel, and I would encourage you over the course of this week, go back and review some of our live classes, some of these recaps. So you've got the live class here, we've also got the recap here. You can view those, and that'll give you a great idea of how we apply this daily trading regimen under live conditions. You can also find those videos under our archives section here in Forex Live. So there's two places you can go. The recaps are always posted on YouTube. The actual archive of the class is typically posted here. So I would encourage you to kind of go through, check out those videos, especially if you're brand new, and see how we apply this daily trading regimen to the live marketplace. And so we've got 4 more days left this week to apply that, and see how you're working out utilizing that very steady, consistent approach to entering the marketplace. So and then we'll regroup again next week and see how the outcome has been. So that's it for me for this week. We've got a lot of stuff that we've covered. We covered how we utilize the software to enter orders. We talked about how we utilize the daily report to set ourselves up for the trading week and look for the key levels that we should be watching. And then we talked about how we utilize the daily regimen for live trading, kind of in a nutshell, very, very quick summary, but you've got some homework to review the archives, see how we're doing that in the live conditions, and then recreate that for yourselves. So there you have it. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. As always, we'll keep the class under an hour. It is start of the week, so let's go ahead and wrap that up. For those of you that are just starting your days, trade safe and have that nice consistent approach. For the rest of you guys, have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Forex Joe and Kirk may actually do a live session this week, but they'll get something out to our members if they do choose to do a London session. They've been talking about maybe doing a London session at some point this week, so that would be awesome. So anyway, so stay tuned for that. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. You guys have a great trading week, and we will talk to you soon.